live my life on stages with 10,000 people watching, but we're alone now, and I am singing my song for you.
Hello, welcome to Living Arts. I'm your host, Jackie Suarez. Thank you for tuning in. And we have a great guest tonight. We're going to be speaking to one of Peekskill's favorite musicians. His name is Joe Adami. He's a great guitarist, songwriter. Joe, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I was looking forward to seeing you here tonight. We had the pleasure of being on a cruise not so long ago, a fall foliage cruise with one of my favorite organizations, Embark Peekskill.
Mm-hmm. That was such a fun time. My favorite part was playing the Gilligan's Island theme. You know? I thought maybe a 3-hour cruise you could end up on a desert island somewhere.
Yeah, right. If only. So, I want to be able to, give our audience a little background on you. So why don't you give us a little history about yourself and how you got started in music and your musical background?
I got started in music when I was a small boy. My mother, music came from my mother in my family. My mother was a guitar player and a piano player and a really good singer. And so she played all the time, and that's where I got it from. So my folks had me learn a little bit of music when I was, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like that. And then I put it down, didn't pick it up again until I was, older. And I've traveled a lot of places in the world, working here and there, and everywhere I've gone, I've had that guitar with me. It's always been there, whether I could play it very well at the time or not. But it's always been with me, and I'd sing here, sing there. I played for the military in Falkland Islands. I played for little bars in Argentina, all over the place.
Have you had formal training?
Formal training in terms of music school, no. Yep. I took lessons along the way,
Mm-hmm.
And so that I taught myself to play early on as an adult, and I thought that I could just continue doing that. But I got to as far as I could go teaching myself pretty quick, and then didn't get any better for a long time, So that's when I started studying again, and then that's when it took off, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when did you start, playing on a professional level where you were playing in front of an audience? Like, what were you doing in the Falkland Islands?
Well,
was this part of like a USO tour?
No. That was.
I'm thinking this is going way back when the British were trying to get back the islands.
This is 2 years after the war.
Okay.
There was still a lot of military there. Security was a little strange. I was out walking around one day and I just stumbled onto a bunker full of missiles. I said, well, I don't think I should be here. I turned around and got out of there pretty quick. There were a lot of areas that were off limits. Sheep. There are a lot of sheep in the Falkland Islands, and some places are at the time were still so mined that the sheep would just walk around. Nobody can go out there and clear those mines until the sheep stepped on them.
Oh, how
and
awful.
Then it was instant sweaters, but it was terrible.
That's terrible. Shame on you.
But, I played a little music there, and I carried that thing around. And so in bands, it's been the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Last 10 years, been playing professionally. I play everywhere I can, I play in bars, play in restaurants, old age homes, or playing in a school for autistic kids in the end of the month, and so
Mm-hmm.
we're anywhere and everywhere. I played up in a little bit up in Lake George, a couple of bars out in Athens, Ohio. I go out to and play in,
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah.
So what was it that took you all around the world? I know that you are a painter by profession.
I'm a paint contractor by profession, and it was a good thing to get into because I managed to paint something and get paid for it on 4 different continents, So, but I didn't get paid much. I paid into the Falkland Islands for $1.20 an hour, So, it was, the pay's not very good, but what had me out there, got me out there. From the time I was a little kid, all I wanted to do was travel, and it happened one day. I was with my father, and we were stopped at a train crossing, and a freight train was going by, and there was a guy on a flat car. Was sitting on a bedroll, and he was leaning on something, and I was 13 years old or something, and I thought, God, how about that for ambition? Just wanted to be a hobo.
So that's what appealed to you, like when I go older, that's like the career path I'd like to have.
It was.
You must be a Kerouac fan.
But it served me well though in a way because when I got to be 17 and 18, I was working in a bowling alley, working here. I didn't have any money, right? So, but I wanted to travel the world, you know. So if I had had that kind of attitude where I had to fly places and I had to stay in hotels in order to travel, I would have never gone anywhere, you know. So the way I got around was a little different, and it served me well to want to be a hobo more than a jet setter because I couldn't afford to be anything else, you know.
Right, to travel like on a budget, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Which actually most of the time is a lot better than seeing things kind of like you really get to enjoy a place when you see things just.
You see a whole nother side of it. When you're working
Right.
in a place just to be able to stay there, you know, you see the inside, and it's, you know, it served me pretty well. Yeah, it did.
Well, that's awesome, you know. So, you know, you are playing with, you have a few different bands and a few different music groups that you're with, but one of the great ones, or not the great ones, but the main one that you're with is called Harmony Road.
Harmony Road. We have a 4-piece band with Frankie Corrado and Jimmy Ward and George Angelini, and we play all around the area here. Then we've got we have a trio called Three for the Road, and that's with Frankie and Joe Piccione. He's on saxophone player. And that's more of a blues and jazz standards kind of a thing, you know. We would play restaurants with that, and you know, those kinds of things, you know. Duo, Frankie and I play, and then I play a lot solo everywhere I can. You know.
How did that band get started?
Frank started the band about 6, I would say, years ago or so. It started out him and one other guy, and then I joined the band, and then the bass player joined, and the drummer joined, and then the harmonica player left, and then so we are where we are now. And we play. We've got a few parties we're doing in December, so we play, you know, as often as we can.
Yeah, so you were mentioning that you have pretty much a steady thing that you have going on in Cold Spring. Why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
Cold Spring, Whistling Willie's. Yeah, the band's going to play there once a month for the entire next year. So we'll be
2016, right? Like
2016, yeah, next year.
Next
right.
year.
Yeah. Which edition of the show are we listening to?
To clarify, you know, all of 2016. Wow, that's nice.
There'll be a Saturday night every month until next December, and then it's a Friday night.
Until the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, until the zombie apocalypse. And then we're playing Hudson Room in Peekskill here on the 5th of February, and the winery at St. George on the 16th, I think, of January. Tons of tons of small event like parties and things like that, you know.
So tell me a little bit about the songs that you're playing and kind of like the dynamic of the band.
The band is classic rock for the most part, and some Motown, you know. Play some Motown.
Are you doing any original music?
Not with the band, no. I do a lot of originals of my when I play solo, you know. And the band isn't. They're not very interested in. They're just not too interested in the solos, in the original stuff, you know. So I do originals when I play solo, and I've been writing songs since way back when, and some of them are about, you know, they're you know, every song's got some grain. Some are more like fact based than others, you know. Some grain of something you've done, but they don't have to be true. You know, you're not a, you know, I mean, I'm not a link to the History Channel when I play music, you know. So you know, the songs don't have to be true; they just have to be fun.
Come hither, that's what the look in your eyes say. Think of the fun that we could have, and go our separate ways, with no bloodshed. I wanna love you till I'm dead. Just have a time that we'll never forget, then go our separate ways. Cause I don't want to know what you're thinking, I don't need to know every dream you're dreaming. I don't ever wanna live that way. Just be a match lad, my keg of powder, promise only tonight you'll be over nice and easy. Wouldn't that be good for a chat? I like the way you put your liquor down, and how the money flies out of your hands when you come around. But keep that long look out over your eyes. Don't get greedy, we don't need it all. We'll go our separate ways. 'cause I don't want to know what you're thinking. I don't need to know every dream you're dreaming. I don't ever wanna live that way. Just be a match light to my keg of powder. Promise only tonight you'll be over nice and easy. Wouldn't that be good for a change?
I'm a lyrics guy, you know. I can't sing a song. We've brought songs into the band that didn't make any sense. Great songs. I just have the hardest time singing them. They don't make any sense. I have the hardest time memorizing them. I don't have any fun singing them. If the lyric doesn't tell a story, and if you can't get the story, if the story just exists in somebody's head somewhere, and I have a hard time with it. But if it tells a story, if it tells a true story, if it's something really, really from
if
inside,
you can identify with
yeah,
it.
Something true. It's got to be something true. I've got a song about waiting to beat somebody to death. You know, I've got it's a vengeance song, right? I've got love songs. I've got all kinds of songs, and the thread that goes through all my music is there's something very true happening in every one of those songs. You know.
Mm-hmm. So about how long have you been writing songs?
My whole life. The first song I wrote, and I don't even have it anymore. I don't remember it anymore. But I don't remember it anymore. But I guess I was a teenager, and I was working on a song about it was coming from the point of view of a blind, deaf girl who had been blind and deaf her whole life, and the song was about what she was trying to make out about this world that seemed to be out there, but she couldn't quite
Couldn't sense it.
Couldn't get it. Yeah, couldn't sense what was going on. There was so much going on, and so all of them have something in there like that. It's something real going on, something alive and happening. You know.
Yeah, you know, when I was hearing you perform earlier, we're going to include that, in our program. Which would you say is kind of your favorite genre of music? Do you like more of the country music? More.
I love some country music. Something I love about country music.
Who's your favorite artist?
I like, look, some people are hating on Garth Brooks, but boy, I like the guy. Waylon Jennings, I love them. Hank Williams Jr., I love him. David Allan Coe, he's probably a horrible guy. Probably, if you listen to.
Why do you say that?
Well, his lyrics are, if you listen to his lyrics. When I listen to his lyrics, I think, I don't think I'd get along really well with this guy. But he's a hell of a songwriter, So, and country music, the great thing about it, whether you like it, you don't like it, if you think the song is sappy, whatever it is, you always know what it's about. There's no lyric getting lost behind really loud music that you've got to go look up the lyrics somewhere to find out what it's about. It reminds me of the old, the American songbook days. If you liked the song, you didn't like the song, but you knew exactly what they were saying in the song. And that's what I love about country music. I love blues music for that reason too. Although blues can get loud and you can't figure out what they're talking about either. And that, I've never really understood why you go through the pain and it can become just nuts to get a good lyric, and then somebody has to go, find the lyric. Somebody can't understand it. It's buried under this, loud music. So,
right? Do you find that with a lot of blues music?
Yeah, some blues music. Yeah, I do. But I like to be able to. I really like to be able to hear it. I like to be able to tell I think a good singer, you can tell what they're saying when they're singing at the time,
Well, let's say we're listening to Muddy Waters or something, right? Mm-hmm. There's something about just that period of time that some of just the sayings and stuff I just don't understand, period. So I would have to look something up anyway. Mm-hmm. It definitely sounds good, but it wouldn't, it's not that the music is overpowering the music, the lyrics.
Yeah.
It's just not
if
something I'm familiar with.
Yeah, if there's a term, an expression, something from a time that you don't get or whatever, or, but basically you can understand what he's saying, right? And that to me is a big deal. It's a big deal to me, because the story that I'm telling when I write a song, there's a reason I'm writing that lyric the way it is. You could like it, you could not like it, but you're gonna know what it is, and that's it's important to me,
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I get really bent out of shape when the band every once in a while, we'll just sort of lose the, lose hold of the rope a little bit and get a little too loud, right? Which happens, right? And rock bands will do that, And it's just, at the end of the night, I'm going, why? You lost a chance to, but whatever. You can't,
So you said that was a 4-piece, is the harmony
Four-piece,
road,
yeah.
right? So you also have a trio and a duo that you do.
Right.
So why don't you tell our audience about that as well?
So the duo is Frankie Corrado and I, and we play together. Let's see. Most recently, we played next door at the Taco Dive Bar down in Peekskill a few weeks ago.
How is that place? I've been meaning to go in there. We'll give Louis Lanza a little plug over here.
It is the best. It's great. You walk in. I'm going to tell you, there's no place like it around here. It's like a roadhouse. So you walk in.
I like tacos, so there's absolutely no reason.
Well, first of all, the Taco Dive Bar, the restaurant part is sensational. The tacos are great.
I'm going to need to go over there.
Tacos are great, but the next door, he calls it, right? Next door is where the music is.
Oh, okay.
So in the summertime, there's a little courtyard out there, and you play outside. But now he got the old Peekskill Brewery.
Okay.
So that building's kind of long, and you walk in there, and it's the long, narrow kind of building, and then the stage is up 8 feet and behind a cage. So it's like an old roadhouse, right?
Shut up.
So I got up there and I go, I could blow any chord I want in here, and you can't even hit me with a bottle, no matter how hard you try. And
so I mean, he's going to have UFC fighting in there or something?
He can do anything up there. It's great. He's got so the cage is.
That's new. That's totally new. I didn't realize that. Well,
Oh, it's hilarious.
That's a weird look for that place.
It's great. I put some photographs of it up on Facebook. It's just
a cage. That's
interesting.
Cage.
It's a cage. It's a cage, and
that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
It's nuts. It is. It's nuts, but it's really fun. And the place is fun. When we got in there, we started playing. There wasn't a cat in the room. Within 10 minutes, the place was packed. And, so I guess everybody heard music and they came. They got off the train, whatever they did, but they came in and it was rocking. It's a really cool place. And the tacos next door are sensational. Yeah.
Oh, awesome! So you got the dive bar place, and then you got the tacos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're great.
And then you have, so that's the duo. What's the trio about?
So the trio is kind of new. It's called Three for the Road, and it's Frankie and I. And then there's Joe Piccione. He's a really good jazz sax player.
Joe Piccione.
Piccione, yeah, and he's a really good sax player. So we do the old style American songbook stuff, and some blues. I do the blues. Everything I do turns out to be blues somehow, and it's good. It's a new thing. We've played a few places around. We played in Peekskill, Briarcliff, at the old Haymont House, which is now called something else, Antipasti, and I don't know. It's a really nice place in a crazy location. Tough place to have a restaurant. We played up there, really nice, and so we played. That's more of a restaurant kind of music, and where you would like to hear some Cole Porter tunes and Sinatra and that kind of stuff. Right? And then the band plays. Let's see, the last one we did was at the Bean Runner last Wednesday.
Okay.
This past Wednesday. Yeah.
So it sounds like musically, you kind of like got your hands in a couple of different areas, but you're really developing your solo career and your songwriting and stuff. Do you find a lot of artists say it's difficult to kind of do the vocals and perform at the same time and do all of that?
I love that. No, I don't have a problem with it.
I know your image of me is what I hope to be, babe. I treated you unkindly, darling, can't you say? There's no one more important to me, darling, won't you please say through me? We are alone and I am singing my song for you. You taught me precious secrets, the truth withholding nothing. Came out in front and I was hiding. Now I'm so much better, and if my words won't come together, listen to the melody, 'cause my love is in there hiding. I love you in a place where there's no space or time. I love you for my life. You're a friend.
On a few songs with the band, I just sing. And it's so liberating and so free. And,
Not to have to worry about playing at the same
It's so
time.
much fun. But it's like, it's like that thing that's a lot of fun, but if that's all you were doing, if I was just singing with a band, I'd be miserable. So I love playing and I love singing. Once in a while, when I can put that guitar down and just just cut loose, then it's great. But I wouldn't want to just do that. I wouldn't want to just do it. It's
Have you always been a vocalist, or?
I've always sung. My whole life I've been singing. I sing at my jobs. I sing when I'm driving. I'm painting, and they, people who I haven't seen for years will, if I've lost touch with them, they'll find me to paint. And then they'll go, oh, it's just. And when they'll find me, this is Joe, the singing painter. I sing all the time. And it's the part of performing that I'm the most connected to. Like when I'm singing and when it's on, I feel like current going through a wire. It's just the best feeling. And when I'm playing, when the guitar gets up there, when I don't flow as well or as easily with that instrument as I do when I'm singing. So when they come together, it's just the best. It's just the best. And when somebody says, hey, do you know this song? Could you do this song for me? I've always loved this song, whatever. And if we can do it, or if I can do it, and you get, it's just the best feeling. It's just the best feeling. Because I know where music takes me. I know where music just takes me off. And so if I could do that for somebody out there, it's a great thing. It's a great thing.
So what are some of the artists, like, just the music scene here in Peekskill is like just popping, like, just so many different areas. Like, I stay shocked at just the number of restaurants that have popped up, or not popped up, they've been in the works for a while, and just how it's just a thriving music scene. It's just really awesome.
It really is, yeah.
So who have been some of the artists that you've discovered, or some people that you've been following?
There's a couple of bands. There's one band called Lost Souls with Lou Briaco on guitar.
Yeah.
And right?
Yeah, I think he is my friend's guitar teacher, isn't he? Doesn't he have a couple of students?
He's my guitar teacher as well.
You music, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a great band. They just played at they were just at the Hudson Room.
Oh, okay.
A few nights ago, and last week they had to shut them down for a little while so some people would leave because you couldn't walk in the place. They're great. They're great. I love those guys. And there's a kid. He's not a kid. He's probably 30, I guess. But he's a solo acoustic player. His name is Danny Lavoie, and I've seen him a few times around Peekskill. I'm going up to Pauling on the 20th of December to see him up there at the town choir. He plays around here. He's just a great guitar player and a good singer. So he's that's all he does. He doesn't have a day gig painting houses. And I really admire what he's doing. He's doing whatever he has to do to get a gig at any minute. He's got and pay his bills that way. I admire the kid. And he's a really good player. He plays the Quiet Man. He was just there Saturday night. We had a gig, so I couldn't see him. There was Birdsall House he plays at. Gleason's, and so yeah, he's really good. So I found him. I heard about him up in Pauling where I'm going to see him, but then I found him around here, and so I'm going to see him a lot around here. Yeah.
Oh, cool. So the next performance where the audience can go check you out is going to be on January. Where was it? January.
If you want, the band Harmony Road will be at the winery at St. George.
Okay.
On the 16th of January. The next day, January 17th, that's Sunday, I'll be playing solo at the Peekskill Coffee House.
Okay.
February 5th, the band will be at the Hudson Room. Harmony Road will be at the Hudson Room. And then we will be at Whistling Willie's every month for the whole year.
And that is in the lovely Cold Spring
Cold
town.
Spring. So
I know it's right on Main Street, right? Because I've been to that place.
Yeah, when you're going down that hill, as soon as you get into Cold Spring, it's the first place on your right. And it's really fun, And we finished the first set with Frank Sinatra. We do That's Life because Ray, the owner there, he loves the tune, So we get a little Sinatra going, and it's just a great time, great time.
That's awesome. So then where would our audience be able to get a hold of you, to contact you regarding gigs, or if they have any questions for you, or just want to, get in touch with you?
Well, my name is Joe Adami, and my email is joeadami@joeadami.com. I had to get something that even I couldn't forget.
Come on, man. You can
I can't.
You got original on that one.
I can't forget it, and that was the criteria. That's the only thing.
joeadami@joeadami.com. Okay.
You can get me on Facebook at Joe Adami Acoustic on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a regular Joe Adami on Facebook as well.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Adami Acoustic. Harmony Road, the band has a Harmony Road Rocks is our Facebook page. HarmonyRoadRocks.com is the band's website.
Okay.
So the best thing to do is to contact me through Facebook and give me your email address, and then I'll put you on our band gig list, and you'll get everything. And so you get solo stuff, duo stuff, trio stuff, quadruple, everything, everything.
All right, terrific. So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. You can reach our friend here through his email, get you on the newsletter or the news list, and that's how you can reach Joe. Joe, thank you so much for coming to the show. We're happy to have you here, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you play.
Thank you very much, Jackie. Thank you.
You're welcome. To our Living Arts audience, I hope the new year brings you nothing but good things. Thank you for hanging in there with us, and we look forward to bringing you some more interviews, introducing you to some great artists, and we will see you soon. Peace.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
I woke up at noon in a room I never seen before. A note beside me said, baby, I'll be home at 4. I thought I knew the name, but I couldn't be sure. So I found my shoe, I was out the door. I stepped outside, the sound about struck me blind. I felt like I had arrows in both of my eyes. Everybody knew me, but there was nothing I recognized. And I felt like I was traveling a little bit light. Well, nothing's bleeding, nothing's broken. I didn't get in a fight. Hey, but it must have been one hell of a night. I wish I knew why everybody's waving at me. I wish I knew where the rest of my band could be. Came in town last night to play a Roadhouse gig. But after that, I don't remember much of anything. The ladies were wild, I hair swinging up on the bar. Rumor has it they went home with my guitar. I had a coat and hat, I don't know where they are. Oh, but I play my music till I can't play it anymore. But nothing's bleeding, nothing's broken. I didn't get in a fight. Hey, but it must have been one hell of a night. Breakfast and the hair of the dog, and I'm starting to think they want us back tonight to play and sing. We were ahead last night, really threw it around. Gotta find out from somebody just what went down. But nothing's bleeding, nothing's broken. I didn't get in a fight. Hell, but it must have been out one hell of a night. Nothing's bleeding, nothing's broken. I didn't get in a fight. Hell, but it must have been, good God, one hell of a night.